Welcome back, everybody, to the Manufacturing Alliance podcast. As always, I'm your host, Tony DeMakis with Alliance Specialties and Alliance Laser Sales, where we are mold builders that don't build molds. We do all the things that you, the mold builder, need done, but you can't find the people to do. Polishing, laser welding, laser engraving, hot runner repair, preventative mold maintenance, all of those things that you need to be able to do your job well. We want to come alongside you and be a partner in that. We want to be an extension of your mold room and be able to help you with all of those things. On top of that, we build and sell the only laser welding and laser engraving equipment made here in the United States for the tool room, right? We want to be able to help you in your tool room to get you what you need when you need it, without any issues, right? Why do you want to buy something from us instead of somebody else? Well, I will tell you, because we believe in giving back. And so if you mention this, we will take a portion of your sale and we will put it towards the Tim Tebow Foundation and put an end to human trafficking, because we believe that God's children are not for sale, but American-made laser welding systems are. And so we want to do that. We want to partner with you to make a difference. It's not just making parts, it's making a difference. So help us do that. If you are in the market for a laser welding machine, there are plenty of other people in the market. I'm not going to tell you their names. You have to look that up yourself. But the difference is we want to give back. We make the stuff ourselves. If you have any issues, we can help you out. So if you want to schedule a demo, schedule a demo. If you're looking to see what the newest technology is, well, then you should come to PT Expo, March 17th through the 18th at Rosemont, Illinois. Just go to plasticstechnologyexpo.com and you can register there, or you can scan the QR code. We are going to have our latest laser engraving systems, the Advantage and the Spark. We're going to have our ID1 there, and we're going to have the ID1 FW actually running in the background so that you can test out what it's actually like to be on a laser welding machine and see if it fits for your business. And once you test it out, or even before you test it out, call us. We want to set up a demo. We'll come to your facility. We will do all the stuff on your site so that you can make sure that it's right for you, right? That's what it's all about, is making sure that it's going to fit your needs and what it is that you are trying to do. If you like the show, do me a favor, subscribe to it, like and subscribe to it. Let other people know about it. If you like our guests, let people know about it. It doesn't have to be me. You don't have to like me. Listen, if you don't like me, that's totally fine. But our guests are great, and the people we talk to are amazing. So follow us, like us. You don't want to miss what we have coming out. We have more Make Manufacturing Fun Agains going on with Justine. All kinds of fun things are happening. So do that. Click the like, subscribe, notification, all that stuff. As far as upcoming shows, we got some great stuff coming up. In 2 weeks, next week, there's a TMA board meeting, so I can't be on the air. But after that, February 25th, Sarah Hartwig from the Illinois Manufacturing Association is going to join us. I can't wait to talk with her about what's happening with exactly that, Illinois manufacturing. There's a lot of speculation. Who knows what's going on? Taxes, blah, 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 all the stuff. We'll talk with her and find out what that looks like. And then March 4th, Elizabeth Detemel from Sussex IM is going to join us. And then March 11th, Shane Grant from Machining Momentum is going to be on the show. So lots of good stuff that you're not going to want to miss. So make sure that you subscribe to all of that so that you don't miss anything that might be coming up. And I'm just going to throw this out there. If you are, if you're a person of faith, or if you just got a lot of stuff going on in your life and you don't know what to do with it, you can join us. We have started a Discord channel that's all about the Bible recap. And so what it is, it's the Bible in chronological order. So every day we're reading a little bit of it, and then we're talking about it on the Discord app. Right now there's about 45 people that are sharing their thoughts. It's really, really great. I know it's not for everybody, but it is for everybody. So if you're looking for a way to get connected, if you're looking for a way to find what's missing in your life, I think this would be a great thing. So you can just scan that QR code or just put a message in the chat and I'll make sure to get you the link for that. But yeah, that's what we got coming up. That's what we got going on. And I'm really excited for our guest today because it's somebody that I've known for a while, but they kind of went off the grid for a little bit. And she's excited to come back and tell her story about what's going on and where she's at now and what that looks like. So, yeah, just real quick. Jess Wright is currently leading business operations for 360 MEP and playing a key role in the people and business operations support side, driving that business. So let's bring her in and she can tell you what this is instead of me just reading it, because nobody wants that. Jess, how are you?
I am good. How are you, my friend?
I am fantastic. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping.
Right?
The snow is melting. It's great here in Illinois.
We're back. We're warming up.
I love
Awesome.
that at 5 o'clock, it's not dark.
Yes. Yep. It actually feels like we're getting some life back. So,
It makes me so
figuratively,
happy.
weatherly, myself included.
Yes. 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 So you've been up to a lot of things lately. You used to be all over the TMA. You were very
Mhm.
visible, and we haven't heard from you for a little while. So what are you doing now? What is 360 MEP?
That is, it's such a loaded question because I'm so incredibly proud to be part of 360. So,
Love that.
my husband started 360 MEP in 2019. So I got to witness the start of a business, the growth of a business, and it's just been such an incredible journey to be on the sidelines for, be kind of doing little bits and pieces of work for, and then now being able to jump in and support it full time. So 360 MEP is a mechanical, electrical, plumbing engineering firm. So we do all of like your HVAC systems, your
Hmm.
plumbing systems in industrial spaces. So, 300,000 square foot manufacturing facilities, clean rooms, pharmaceutical spaces, pretty much anything that's not residential, our engineers are doing the design work for. And so everything from getting to do all the fun payroll benefits side to getting to build our digital presence has been what I've gotten to take over. And I am so incredibly proud because I think that this company was started from passion.
Hmm.
And I don't think that that's the case a lot of the time. I think companies are started to make money. And my husband started this because he loves the work that he does. And we've just been so fortunate that we're adding to our teams. And now I get to be part of it.
No, I love that, because you're right. There is a lot of time where people get, they get steered kind of off track, and they think the purpose of my business is just to make money.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And, and the
Yeah.
passion side of it falls away, right? They forget why they got into it in the first place.
Yeah. And really, Mike's vision was never to create this empire. Initially when he started, it was if I can create a business for myself, great. And then just continuously kind of grew and grew. We've never done external marketing or sales. It's just based on referrals and reputation. And now we have, 4 full-time employees. We have 2 contract teams. We have electrical partners. I mean, it has grown almost double year over year since 2019. And that's a lot to keep up with.
Good for you. That's amazing.
It's awesome. But it really comes down to the work. I mean, I'm really proud of what is being done. And I think that that's why I'm so excited to get back into speaking. I've always been such an advocate for the people side of work.
Yep.
And our business is driven by the people and the passion, not the revenue or the bottom line or how much can we pull out of each project. It's how can we deliver the absolute best quality drawing that we can. And that is at the root of everything that we do. And so it felt so lucky for me to be able to join something that aligns with, everything I've believed in my whole career.
I love that. I love it, because you were an advocate for the people for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was a huge passion for you. What were you tell people what you were doing in the past before we get to the present?
Yeah, I started my career way back when as a recruiter and became an industrial company's first in-house recruiter. And one of the things that I always struggled with is, finding great talent is not easy. But you'll go through all of this work, you'll find the great people, and then you'll watch training programs that aren't up to par or career development non existent. And it can be so frustrating on the recruiting side. Like, I did all this work to find the great people. You've got to help me keep them now.
Yes.
And so my career really grew into okay, that full cycle of an individual's work experience at a company from the moment that they're contacted for an interview or by a recruiter or applying to the minute that they decide to part ways, whether that be hopefully retiring or if they're moving on. What is that entire life cycle? Because you don't want to be in that situation where you're just kind of spinning your wheels and trying to hire all the time because you're not doing anything on the back end. So I started in recruiting and then grew into L&D and organizational development. And before I came to 360, was overseeing talent acquisition and learning development around the world, which was pretty cool.
I think that the people side of things is so important, right? Um, and like I said before, I feel very strongly, and I've been saying this on different platforms and wherever I can, that as a business, especially manufacturing, right? Because it used to be done very poorly, how
Mhm.
employees and team members were treated and handled. There were the dark ages, right?
Yep.
Of what that all looked like. And now, as owners, as people hiring and people working with people, we need to realize that we need to make a difference, not just make parts. We need to build
Yep.
people, not just build products.
Yep.
And it sounds cheesy sometimes when you say it, but that's the reality of what it is. Otherwise,
Right.
like you said, you start going in this cycle of like hiring and quitting, hiring and firing, hiring and uh, whatever that looks like.
Yep. Yep. And I think it is a lot of kind of the newer generations of leaders are walking this walk more than just talking it. I think that was a big issue that we saw over the last decade is so many people knew this and were talking about it, but nobody was actually doing it. And then when you go even further back, those leaders in manufacturing companies had been there for 20, 30, 40 years. I remember at my first recruiting role with a manufacturing company, the battle to, really kind of educate them that we can't just put an ad in the newspaper anymore was one of the biggest lessons I learned in my career on how to talk and educate people who are kind of rooted in their thoughts. But that's the mindset, and it really was the mindset. If we lose someone, we'll just get another. There's
Right.
10 more applicants out there, and we know that's not the case anymore. And we've
No.
never seen poaching like we do now. I mean, people on shop floors used to never get called by recruiters, and
Right.
it's pretty common now.
Yeah. And my dad used to say it all the time, right? Like, if I'm mistreated at work, I can just pack up my toolbox and I can go down the street for an extra quarter an hour and they'll take you. They'll take a chance on you.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that was a lot of what was happening is people would just like up and leave. They'll just go. They don't care.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and I think now you have a little bit more loyalty for employees and employers and that relationship to what that looks like
Yep.
on both sides, right? I think that at least for our company, it's really hard to get fired from here. Some people try really hard to get fired, and then we have to oblige, right? I mean, you can only do so much, uh, but I think that there is a level of grace that you can extend to people in
Yeah.
situations, and being able to understand like they may be going through something at home. There may be more at stake here, or there's more than meets the eye with just the things that are happening at work.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. I
and
think we're seeing these industrial positions and companies becoming more traditional. And I don't mean traditional old fashioned. I mean traditional in that if something's going on, conversations are happening where we used to see manufacturing very, very black and white policy, point systems. Your punch clock has a 2-minute buffer on
yep,
each side. You're rounding. If somebody's late, it's not a question of why, it's just you punched in late. And I'm happy to see that that's changing and becoming more human and understanding that there's people behind the work.
right.
It can't be as simple as they punched in 2 minutes late and not asking, like you said, maybe something's going on at home, maybe they're taking care of a sick parent, or maybe they've got a kid and the bus was late, or whatever might happen. Life is always going to be there and doesn't really care about a punch clock.
No, absolutely not. Um, do you think? Because I wonder about this. I think it's great that we've gone this direction, right? Where it is the human side of things and recognizing people as human beings and not just as robots or, you know, the time you punch in at 7 when the buzzer goes, you sit at your desk, you do your work, the buzzer goes, it's break time, you get up for 10 minutes, you come back, the buzzer goes. Like, do you feel
Mhm.
like we're getting to or could be getting to a place where uh people are then taking advantage of that situation?
I think that's the fear that most companies and leaders kind of have, especially when a large size of a workforce, which is what manufacturing and industrial facilities. You're dealing
Yep.
with, a bigger group of people. And so a lot of times you do have to, you know, create some sort of laws, a lay of the land, so that, the majority can follow through with that. But I think what you end up seeing is really the opposite. Of course, you're
Mm.
going to have a bad apple in any group. That's human nature. There's going to be some of that. But when people feel kind of that respect, when they feel the appreciation, when they feel that understanding coming from their company, I think you see them becoming more dedicated, more engaged, less likely to pick up the phone from that next recruiter because they know that they're looked at as a human and not machine operator one. But it really is getting past the fear of, well, everyone's just going to take advantage of it. But when you see the companies doing it, that's not the case. The majority of the people are staying, they're engaged, they've got better tenures, there's less turnover. So you're
Hmm.
seeing better come out of it, but it's a scary leap to take. You're putting a lot of trust in humans, which is
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. And, one of the things that we talk about here is that, you know, you spend more time at work than you do at home or anywhere else. And you shouldn't hate the place that you work. Like, are you going
Yep.
to love everything about it? Probably not. I mean, it's
Right.
work, right?
Right.
Uh, if it was the most fun place in the world, it would be like Disneyland, and they would charge you, you know, $800 a day to come instead of like paying you. And
Yep.
so there, it cannot be the most fun place to go, but you
Right.
shouldn't hate going to work, right? You should enjoy going
Right.
to work. You should enjoy the people that you work with.
Right.
Um, and I find that like letting your guard down, just letting people be people and have conversations when they want to have conversations, they're still getting their work done, right?
Yep.
But they, like you said, people feel trusted and more appreciated, and knowing that they're going to get done what they need to get done, and they
Yep.
don't need somebody hovering over them all the time saying, get back to work, get back to work, get back to work,
Yep.
because then they
Yep.
just go slower
Yep.
because they have to. And what
That's
I
when you get
found,
that great quiet burnout.
yeah, what I found was if we let people live, I'll say, for a lack of a better term, then when the stuff is really about to hit the fan, when we need to get stuff done, when we need to buckle down, when deadlines are there, then everybody's ready to amp up that next gear
Yep.
and give 150%
Yep.
because they weren't going at 110 this whole time, right?
Right.
And so when we need to push, we can push,
Right.
but we can also coast a little bit, and that's
Right.
okay. To me, that's okay.
Yep. That's real though. I mean, I've been in environments where every project and every email was a priority, and you start to kind of question, well, everything can't be a priority.
Right.
We can't. First of all, we know that that's just factually not possible, and second of all, we can't operate at that level, that heightened level all the time of this has to get done by this deadline. This has to get done. If I don't answer this by the end of the day, and then it's exactly what you said, people start to shut down. It's mentally exhausting, physically exhausting. You start to get that level of burnout where you question everything. Every urgent email that comes through becomes frustrating, not that feeling of, I can't wait to solve this and help and be part of it. It becomes, the eye roll, I'm not going to deal with this. I can't deal with this.
It becomes here we go again,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Yep.
Another impossible task
Yep.
to
And you
accomplish.
start to have a hard time understanding what actually is a priority, or what are our priorities, or what are we working for? Everything can't be burning down all the time. Is our company like, you just create this chaos in employees' heads when everything is urgent versus when things are just normal, and it's good to coast a little bit and get caught up maybe on, the projects that have been sitting on the back burner, or just be able to breathe for a minute, because business is going to ebb and flow. And when
Yep.
you're at that peak crazy, you want people who are ready and eager and jumping in and getting the work done and proud to be part of it, not pulling back and maybe giving 50% because they've been giving 50% every day and they've just got nothing left in the tank.
Right.
Yeah.
Rest is important, not just, on the weekends, because on the weekends people got a lot of work to do too, and getting their house ready and all the other things. And so it's okay. It's okay.
Yep.
All I'm saying is it's
Yep.
okay. You don't have to destroy people.
It took me going through my stuff to realize that it was a divine intervention.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, you have been absent from really public view for a year and change, right?
Yes.
More than that. What's going on with life?
Oof.
I
Life
know,
is
loaded
crazy,
question.
right? Loaded question. It's crazy how kind of things happen, I think, for a reason and when you need them to, and you might not be able to see that in the moment, but I have such a different level of kind of faith and belief now because of what's happened in my life. I in 2021 ended up getting really sick, spent about 8 days in the ICU, a lot of cardiac issues, and had about 2 liters of fluid around my lungs that had to be drained.
Oh,
And
wow.
it created a condition around my heart called pericarditis, which is essentially the sac that your heart sits in. Mine was constantly getting inflamed, and it was getting to the point that it was starting to put pressure and tighten around my heart. And my heart was functioning beautifully, but really starting to struggle working against that amount of pressure. And it is wild. It is brutally painful. You feel like you're having a heart attack. You have to remind yourself that you're not. And it got to the point beginning of last year that I was just not responding to medicines, really, really struggling. And at the same time, working 50, 60 hours a week, pushing myself physically, mentally, constantly, trying to come home and be a mom and be a wife and then go to work, and then battling with some really, really significant heart issues. So ended up doing open heart surgery in May, which
Wow.
was a wild experience. And I was 39 at the time. I'm 40 now. I crossed over. So I'm in that
I don't
club.
even listen. It's not a crossing over. You're not even middle-aged yet. Middle-aged means that you're only living till 80, right? Like I'm 48. I won't accept old because I don't even think I'm
I love
middle-aged
that.
yet. No
I
way.
love that.
I'm
This
still
is
on
going
the
to be my
climb
best
up.
chapter. Yes,
Yeah.
I fully believe that.
I got a lot to do still.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That was my motivation. I was like, this is not going to be my life. I need to keep up with my daughter. I need to be present. So did surgery, and it put me in a different situation where I'm not at risk of heart failure, which we love.
Yep.
But my disease is pretty severe. So we're still battling it. We're still dealing with issues. And it really taught me so much about what's important. So I actually ended up having a pretty rare side effect happen from surgery. My vagus nerve, which goes from your brain and wraps around your heart and pretty much controls everything, was damaged in surgery. And so I had half of my vocal cord paralyzed.
Wow.
And so my voice for the first couple of months sounded like Minnie Mouse after sucking down a can of helium. And it was mentally more of a challenge than the surgery itself. I mean,
But was it adorable?
It was not adorable. My husband and daughter will testament that it was not adorable. No, and you have no idea kind of that psychological toll that can take. I didn't want to meet people. There was an event at TMA that I was going to try to go to, and I just wasn't comfortable and couldn't do it. So I've had a couple follow-up surgeries sent to Zen to really work on repairing that, and I'm getting better. I sound somewhat normal now. more, I hear now that I sound more like myself. But,
Yeah.
through this journey from open heart surgery to dealing with something that makes me very, very self conscious, and me, I'm not generally a person that stands in the background.
No.
It's changed everything and made me kind of think about what mattered. And I just couldn't go back into a world where leaving at 5 o'clock was frowned upon because
Mm.
hours at the desk mattered, or, the heightened stress because everything was needed to get done by a certain time. And I missed being a mom. I felt like what a reminder that that's what matters and what I need to be present for. And I'm so fortunate that, I'm in a situation where our business is as successful as it is, and we could walk away from, the corporate life. But
Yep.
really, it was my husband starting that conversation. Like, you can't go back to this life now in this world, and
Sure.
what that caused me kind of physically, mentally. And so, as terrible as it was and scary as it was, if that wouldn't have happened, I would still be in the grind. I'd be running home every day, trying to see my daughter for an hour and a half each night and do the
Before bed.
dinner and, yep, do the homework and put her to bed. So it was one of the biggest silver linings I think I will ever experience in my life.
And it's great that you can look back on that experience and see that now, right? Like
Yeah,
you never recognize it in the moment. Right? In
right.
the moment, you're like, this sucks. Why do I have to go
Yep,
through this? Why is this happening to me? Why me?
yep,
And it's hard to recognize those blessings when you're going through the stuff.
yep,
Uh, but then afterwards, you're like, this is amazing. Right? Like,
yeah,
uh, without having to go through that, like I would not be spending time with my family. My stress level would be through the roof. It would be more dangerous for my condition and for my health. So,
yep,
like, thank you, God, for giving me this heart condition that
100%.
sets me in this spot that I didn't know that I wanted to be in.
Yeah. My whole life, I was like, I want my daughter to see me as a career woman and in an executive role. And I went through this surgery, and it was like, she doesn't care. She wants mom.
Oh,
She wants mom happy and present. She doesn't care what my title is. That's not what's important. And now I get to work making an impact on something my husband has built. And I pick my daughter up every day and I make dinner every night. And it just feels like this dream that
mm.
a year ago wasn't even on my radar that
So
my life could
crazy.
be.
Isn't it so crazy that we put any sort of stock in the made up titles and identity that somebody else gives us?
Yep. That becomes who you are. It's not, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, it's, I'm a director at this company, or that is so ingrained in our culture. I mean, even when we look at other companies around the world, my last company owned companies around the world. They value life, and then
Mm-hmm.
work comes second. We are, the out of office is, I'm in open heart surgery, but I'll respond to your email as soon as I can. And that's our mindset. And nobody's like, is that okay? Like,
Right.
maybe we should switch. It's just work harder, work harder, work harder. And that happened. And all my daughter wanted was me home.
Yeah. Well, I remember, I mean, what you're saying is absolutely true. I mean, there's a sense of pride and ego and accomplishment to think like I'm working through the thing. Right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm injured and I'm working through the thing because I'm strong enough and I'm tough and I can
Yeah.
do this and I have to lead this way so that other people will do the same thing. I remember um I years ago I flipped my mountain bike and I landed on my shoulder,
Oh,
separated my shoulder, landed on my head. It was fun. Super
oh,
fun. We went to the immediate care, all the stuff, and they put me in the sling. I'm coming back home, put me in the sling. And it was on a Sunday. And so the next day I got up to go to work and Kelly was like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah.
you should not go to work today. I was like, I got to go to work today. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Your
I'll go to
arm is
work.
falling out of the socket, and you're
Yeah.
like, I'll be right there.
Yeah. I got to go. I got to go to work.
Yeah.
I think it's an ego thing. And as a leader, you want to show people like, listen, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up for you. Not, but I think the danger is then to, hmm, are you doing that because you need to, or are you doing that because you want people to see that and go, well, I guess, if I'm injured or if something's wrong with me, then I need to go because I just saw Tony do
Right.
this thing.
Right.
And, you do have to lead by example, but maybe now you're making me think. Maybe the example is I need to take a rest so that
Yep.
other people know that they can take a rest.
Yep. If the leader doesn't, the
Yeah,
employees aren't going to think that they can. And you are in this situation where people are working through things that they really shouldn't be, or they're not at their best. And that is such a cultural mindset. That is how we work here. It is seen often as a badge of honor. The how quick you're coming back from surgery is often bragged about, or
sure.
this, like, it's some great accomplishment, where the accomplishment should be, I was present enough to know that I was not okay.
Mm,
I'm not okay to lead. I need to heal so I can show up and be present. And that gives your teams then a safe space to say, if they're going into surgery and they're not having that mindset in the back of their mind of, okay, well, I can answer emails on Monday. It's crazy. I mean, I've found so many communities with what I've been through, and remember someone posting in one of the heart groups that they were getting ready for the surgery and wanted to know, like, how quickly they would likely be able to be back at work.
hmm
And the responses became so overwhelming of, that doesn't matter. Like, take the entire leave. Don't rush it. Focus on, you're going to have your chest split open. Maybe we heal that
Totally.
first before we answer the emails. But it's like, I survived and I worked, but then your employees think that they have to survive
Yeah.
and then work.
Well, and I think the thing that's hard with that is, I remember when Jack was born. He's 19 now. So when Jack was born, uh, I was working for a company called TRC, and you have your child and you think the world stops, right? Because the only thing that matters is that little human being.
Yep.
And the reality was, like, we weren't planning for time off at that moment when Jack was born. I mean, he was right on his due date, so we should have been planning for it. We should
He
have
was
been.
very efficient for you
He was, yeah,
guys.
yeah, 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 yeah. As much as Kelly tried to stop it because it was Greek Independence Day and she didn't want my dad to win, but he was born on his due date, and we didn't. But my point is, like, my company still needed things from me. Like, the place I worked still needed things from me. And for
Mm-hmm.
me to just go, like, I'm not doing anything for a few days, that would have put everybody in the organization in a bad spot. So I feel like there is that balance with what you're saying. Like, I can appreciate somebody saying, after I have the surgery, when can I check email? When can I engage in certain things? Like, maybe not come to the office, right? Stay home.
Yep. Yep.
But if you're in one of those positions that you are incredibly important, then either you have to train somebody to be able to handle some of that stuff while you're gone, or be able to say, hey, if I can jump on for an hour a day, is that good?
Yep.
While still being understanding. Like, I don't want to
Yep.
sound like a dick here and just say, like, you need to work, but
No, but I
some
think you
positions
highlighted the
you have to
difference,
have
though.
that, right?
Yeah, you highlighted that difference. When you're at, kind of an executive owner level, your role is different. And I think that there's an element of communication that comes with that. My husband works 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
Even if I'm, telling him to turn off the computer for a little bit, I know that this business is our livelihood. And now we are responsible for employees. And, we feel the weight of that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's amazing at communicating that he does not expect his teams to be doing that. He doesn't want to see his teams on Teams or, in CAD at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of communication that, look, don't do as I do. I don't want you guys. This is my business. This is what
Sure.
I chose to do. This is what I'm building. But that expectation is not your responsibility. Your job is to show up, do great designs, and live your life. So I think he does a really great job of showing, like, yeah, he's a business owner. So his PTO is not really going to be the same, but he does communicate really, really clearly that that is not the expectation of our teams. They are
Hmm.
not business owners. That is not what we want from them. So I think if you're doing that and you're really making it clear, like at my level, I'm okay with this. This is what I signed up for. I don't want you to emulate what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and make them understand that you're not putting that pressure to mirror your behavior.
Yeah. And like I said, the hard thing is depending on what that position is for even a team member, there's some positions that are really, really critical.
Yep.
And, depending on what that time frame looks like, you have to look at, do we need to have a temp come in to do this? Do we need to elevate somebody's position?
Yeah.
Are you planning on actually coming back at some point? And if you are,
Yeah.
what does that look like? Are you going to want a full-time role? Are you going to want a part-time role? What does that actually look like so that we can prepare the team and the company for success? And
Yeah.
I don't think those are dirty words and bad things to ask.
No, no, I actually think that if companies were looking at their org structures daily with that lens versus the let's run lean and
Mm,
save where we can, it wouldn't feel like such a scramble. But I feel like that's really part of the issue is you have so many people who are independently doing the work that they're doing. I
sure.
was the only person at my company who knew how to run our LMS. We had 3,000 people. So when I went on leave, there was nobody who knew how to do what I did. That
Right.
should be such kind of a glaring problem that if somebody, you never want this to happen obviously, but if someone went out and got hit by a bus,
Mm-hmm.
if they are your only person who can do that only job, your org is not really set up in the best, most efficient way. But we're always looking at how can we save, how can we be lean, how can we, make sure that our bottom line is as strong as it can be, and that's often at the sacrifice of the people because we don't have the backups or we're kind of scrambling when something does happen. But, of course, that's easy for me to say because I'm not the one writing the checks for payroll, but it's something to consider for people who are setting up orgs or in those positions to really look at their resources and plan and know if every position were to walk out, what's our immediate backup plan.
God, everybody leaves at one time. That's bad. Sell.
Well, let's not hope that happens. Then you're going to be working some real long hours.
Yikes. Yikes. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But it's great that you were able to learn those lessons along the way and find ways to be able to scale that back and hopefully then share those thoughts with other people as businesses grow and
Yeah.
organizations and associations, because there are a lot of people that are struggling with all of those same things. And people is the most important thing in a business. I think it's the most gratifying part of a business, but it's also the most stressful and frustrating part of a business. It's
Yep.
all the things, right?
Yep.
It's all the things.
Yep.
And I remember I got in trouble. People go out for various reasons. You were out for your surgery, and I care about people. It's sorry, it sucks. I do. And I want to call somebody afterwards and be like, "Hey, how was your surgery? What's going on? Do you need anything?" And I would have certain people tell me like, "Tony, you can't do that. Like they're off. They don't need to hear from you. I know you care. I know that you want to ask them what's going on, but if they want to hear from you, they'll call you."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Well, that sucks." Like, and then the flip side of that is somebody could go, "Why doesn't anybody care? Why isn't anybody reaching out to me? Why doesn't
Yep.
anybody ask me if I'm okay? Why do they not care? I thought they cared about me more than this." And
Yep.
I personally would rather err on the side of getting in trouble for caring too much than not enough.
Yeah. It's always, I mean, human compassion is always going to be, felt, whether it's how someone receives it or not. It's still unlikely that, they're going to walk away from that like, he shouldn't have called me. But the one thing I do think that kind of gives justification to is leaders, I think, lead very black and white.
Mm.
versus really knowing, the teams that I've had, I tried to understand how people really received recognition or how they received, um, if we needed to coach on something. And it was different for everybody. When you show up that same way for everybody, it might not be what's best for everyone. How you lead might not work for everyone. And it's kind of on the leader to really kind of adapt to their teams and know, okay, this person is very, very introverted. I'm probably going to make them uncomfortable if I call. I'll shoot them a text. Then it's
Yeah.
a little bit safer for them. This
Yeah.
is my chatterbox, Jess. She'll love a phone call. I'll give her a call. We'll talk for an hour. And I think that leaders have to kind of recognize that it's on them to know their people.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
I think it's important, whether it's a text or an email or a phone call, to let people know that you care. If you care.
Yep. Life's too short.
I mean, if you
I tell
don't
that
care,
to my
don't
daughter
fake it.
every night, right? Yeah, please don't lie and tell me that you like me and don't. I'd rather not. No.
Don't buy a ping pong table for the break room if you're not going to let anybody play.
Yep.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that's a great example. I think that we see companies kind of doing the looks like that,
Yeah.
the things like that look good on the outside, but then no employees are ever using it.
Yeah.
But then you've got companies where, the ping pong leagues at lunchtime are pretty aggressive and pretty competitive, and they're so bought in and engaged. And I've seen companies where leadership is out there on the shop floor and playing, and, it's the actions behind every intentional move that we do. Is it for show, or is it because you really care? You don't really care how the show looks. It's because you're doing it for the right reasons, because you care.
I think that's the biggest part of it, is the why behind the thing, right?
Yeah.
Every year
Yeah.
I try to come up with a word for the year. And it's not really like I sit there and think about it, like, what's this going to be? What's going to be? It just kind of happens. And so this year it was intentionality. And so looking at the conversations that I'm walking into and thinking, what are you doing and why are you here?
Yeah.
Just answering those questions and not having just like, what's the intention of this conversation? It could be to build a relationship.
Yep.
It could be. It could be to show concern. It could be to tell people they have to get back to work. There are any number of things, but instead of just living life on autopilot, actually thinking about the destination, the purpose to the trip, if you will, and trying to stay focused on that thing.
I love that. I think that that's so important for people to think about, and everybody should really try to resonate with that word, because it changes your action so much. You're not getting the ping pong table to put it on a recruiting brochure.
Right.
You're getting the ping pong table to bring some joy and a break to your employees. When you look at your actions based on what your intentions are, your actions are going to change. And that's when the impact is going to happen. That's when you're going to see the result, and relationships grow and employees thrive, when it's meaningful intentions versus show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. That's a good word. Can I steal it?
You can absolutely steal it. Yeah. I am going to Judson next week to speak at the chapel for the students. And part of what that is asking that question: what are you doing and why are you here?
I love that. I
And
think talking to students is the best thing that we can all be doing. It is my favorite part of my life right now, is getting closer to the schools. I love that you're going to talk to students. I just think that they are, kind of the innocence that we all had when we started in our careers. And some of us lose it quickly because of corporate worlds and life. And, lighting that fire in students and seeing them kind of engage with your words is the most rewarding thing.
Yeah, you've been involved with organizations and associations and all of that for a long time.
It's my absolute favorite. I'm still heavily involved with the state. I love doing workforce development, so I still am on the board for the state and a couple different committees there. And it is one of those things that gives that sense of fulfillment. And now, being part of my husband's company, I've really kind of taken that initiative to get our name in our community. So we're doing a ton with District 303 right
Mm,
now. I'm going to judge their incubator program in May, which I
nice.
cannot wait for. I got to go sit in on an incubator class a couple of weeks ago, and there is not much like seeing students and talking with students that gives you that energy and that excitement. It is one of my favorite things, and I love kind of supporting them and educating them. And, I was 30 something when I met Mike. I had no idea MEP engineers were a thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought air conditioners just got put in buildings. That was the end of it. I want students to know every possible path that they could go
Yeah.
down and, feel supported by people outside of their family. It's the best. I'm going to be at the back of your Judson speech with a big
Come.
#1 foam hand.
Come February 18th. I don't know what the rules are and who can be there and who can't, but I think it'd be great.
That's awesome.
I love being able to, like you said, go spend time with students, whether that's high school students, junior high students, college students. I think the schools do a big disservice to our students by, sophomore year, they're like, what do you want to do for the rest of your life?
Yep.
Like, that's an impossible question to answer.
Yeah.
I'm 48. I don't know what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I'm figuring that out right now.
Yeah. This is what I want to do today.
Yeah.
And I am enjoying what I'm doing for the foreseeable future, but for the rest of my life, I don't know. I mean,
Who knows?
I've had a few career paths. I went to school to be a graphic designer, and now I'm helping to run a manufacturing company and loving it,
Yeah.
and more focused on the people side than I've ever been on the people side. And I didn't go to any HR classes. I probably should, but I didn't go to any HR classes and figure out what that looks like. But
Yeah.
it's what I feel more called to be into.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
no matter
I think
what part of the industry that manufacturing or whatever career path you're in, man, kids have career days and all of those stuff. Sign up at your kid's school and just go talk about what you do, because there's going to be doctors, there's going to be lawyers, there's going to be
finance, medical, like all
bankers, all of those people are going to be there, but they don't even know what we do exists.
Yes. I love when my daughter will sit with Mike and look at CAD drawings and try to figure out where a bathroom is or where, what this is of. And, that's something that my dad was a fireman. I'm so proud of him. But I didn't have exposure to this, like I said, until I met Mike. I want my daughter to know every career path that's available to her. If she wants to go to cosmetology, if she wants to be an engineer, whatever it is, we just are so limited. Like you said, the bankers, finance, these are the paths that are at every career fair that everyone talks about. And there is so much more out there. But if we are not the ones bringing that to students, if we're not the ones to tell them, did you know that mold making is a thing? Did you even do you even know what that means? Do you know how many industries that actually impacts and affects? And they don't. But we have to be the ones to bring it to them.
Yeah. Everything they touch is plastic. Every video game handle is plastic. Every writing utensil is plastic. iPhone cases, like, it's all plastic. It all has a mold, but they have no idea what that is. And how would they, right?
That's just it. How would they?
They have no concept. I remember I was at Cary Grove High School talking with the students, and it was like, doctors and firemen and policemen and all the typical career paths.
All the stuff we know.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk, and, I told the kids, like, listen, I hope you don't think today you know what you want to do for the rest of your life, that you can stay curious in what that looks like and allow yourself to explore new things. Like, what do you enjoy doing? Not like, I want to be a basketball player. Okay, great. Like, I am 5'9" and I don't jump very high. I am never going to be a basketball player. It's just not a reality of my life.
You've come to terms with it.
Yeah. But what is it about basketball that I would really enjoy? And I don't really like basketball. I'm just using it as an example. Is it the teamwork side of things? Is it the challenge of winning? What is it about basketball that gets me energized and enthusiastic?
Yeah.
Because figure that out, right? Is it helping people solve problems? Cool.
Right.
Then an engineer might be perfect for you. right?
Right.
Um, but
Right.
you may
I
not
love
know that you
that.
want to be an engineer. You just know
Yes.
that you like puzzles, and
Yes.
you like taking your bike apart, and you
Yep.
like doing these different things. Those are the things that you find fun in. You don't want to go for a
Yep.
hike. Cool. Don't go for a hike. You probably don't want to be a surveyor. Great.
Yep.
But what do you enjoy doing? Figure out what you
Yep.
enjoy doing, and then figure out what kind of career path works for that.
I think
Eh,
that's so powerful, though, that idea to stay curious. That should be everybody's battle cry. I mean, that is not just for students. If
no.
leaders who have been doing it for 40 years had that mentality of, I'm going to stay curious, we would completely do away with the, well, this is how we've always done
Ugh,
it.
that's the worst answer ever.
It is
I
the
nothing
worst.
Yeah, nothing gives me the teenage word, the ick, worse than it's the way that we've always done it.
Yep.
It's
But
just
they've
what we do.
lost curiosity.
Yeah.
They've lost the curious nature to know, can we do it better? Can we do it different? There's no curiosity there. I think that that is so incredibly powerful and something that I hope people kind of rally around and it becomes such a battle cry.
Now, on the other side, it also makes me crazy when you get a rogue person that decides that they're going to buck the system and change the process on their own. That that makes me nuts. If Because I feel like if there's a problem with the process, I want input and feedback.
Yes.
Open door policy.
Yep.
Let's talk about it, right?
Yep.
But the chances, if you're having a problem with it, there may be other people that are having a problem with it. It may be something that we have to revisit.
Yep.
Or it may be that we've tried the other thing that you want to do and that doesn't work. And so that's how we landed to where we are today.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody just goes rogue, that's maddening to me. Like, let's just have a conversation and say,
Yep.
can we talk about why it is that we're doing things the way that we're doing them? Sure, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Understand the history behind it. It's that or the, I have a problem with this, but I don't have a solution. But I'm
Ugh.
going to make my problem known, but I'm not going to do anything to fix it.
We just had that, like literally yesterday in the shop. We're dealing with some inventory issues because we build the machines and trying to figure out
Mm-hmm.
our inventory situation. This show is therapy for me. I'm glad
It's
that not
very
many people listen.
cathartic.
Yeah. I feel like I should pay you. I should be laying on a couch, put my feet up, and just talking through my problems. But we're trying to figure out inventory stuff, right? We're a small shop here, and we
Yeah.
have thousands of parts to build the laser welding
I
and
don't think
laser engraving
anybody
machine.
has inventory figured out. If they
Okay,
do,
good.
if
That
they
makes me
say
feel
they do,
much better. They're
they're
liars.
lying. Yeah, I've never worked for a company that had inventory figured out. So
That makes me feel much better. But we're sitting there and we're having a conversation, and it was like people kept telling me, like, the way we're doing it right now is not right. The way we're doing it right now is not working. The way, like, this is dumb because of this. This isn't working because of that. And I just stopped and I was like, listen, what's the solution? Like, so many problems. I get it. What's
Yeah.
the solution? Tell me what the solution is. Tell me
Yeah.
a fix for how to make this better.
Yeah.
But if I don't have all the answers, like, I know a leader is supposed to, quote unquote, have all the answers, right? People think that the leader has all the answers. It's not true.
No.
We do
No.
the
And
best
I
that we
think the good
can,
leaders
but it's
acknowledge
not
that
true.
they don't. Right.
Yeah.
You're not on the shop floor every day living it. You can't have the answers to those problems, but you also need those people to bring their solutions to you. Okay, this
Right.
doesn't work. I think it'd be easier if we do this, or can we try this? And let's, like you said, have that conversation. Everything comes back to having a conversation. If
Yes.
employees can bring the ideas or bring the solutions, like, let's talk about it and build it together. And now you've got engaged employees, you've got better processes, you've got leaders who are empowering their teams, but there are so many little breakdowns that happen along the way. You've got the people who complain about the problem with no solution, the people who go rogue and cause even more issues, the leaders who don't want to change. So you've really got to figure out how to get every single domino in place so that it works.
Yeah, because when you have the rogue person, their intention might be good, right? But the person on the other side that's following that process is thinking, like, why don't you want to cooperate with me? Why won't you do
Yep.
this? And so
Yep.
without the communication, it's kind of just like an FU
Yep.
to everything that we've been doing. When
Yep.
in reality, it's like, how can I help? Right? Like that's
Right.
what they're trying to say is, how
Right.
can I help? I'm seeing something that's wrong. How can I help? But
Right.
but if you just go rogue, if you just do your own thing, the message doesn't come across that way.
Yep. I think people get so lost in intention versus impact. I think that they justify bad impact with good intentions.
Mm,
Well, my intention was good. Okay, but we
yes.
didn't think about your impact. If your intention was good and you said something that hurt someone else, it doesn't really matter if your intention was good. You still hurt someone else.
Yeah.
Your impact matters more. But people always kind of go into it with, well, my intention was good. Okay, but how did you hurt Susie down the line?
Yes.
Because your process affected her negatively. So even though you had a good intention, your impact, because we didn't engage her, didn't work her into your process, now it had a poor impact. And so we
Mm-hmm.
live in that, well, I was doing something good or I was trying to do something good. It's like, well, that's the same as saying I'm sorry and not changing your behavior. The words
Oh,
don't really matter if it's just words.
and then I find myself in a position where I need to then I'm caught in the middle where if I choose this one, then I'm playing favorites. If I choose this
Yep.
one, then I'm playing favorites. When if we would have just had a conversation, we could have come to a consensus, an agreement
Yep.
as a team on what that looks like.
Yeah. And everyone would have felt part of it. And yeah, you've got a little rogue runaway there.
We've had a few, but I think everybody does, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's normal. Everybody's got those things.
Yeah. You got to learn how to rope those people in, and everybody's different. Everybody responds different. And I think that people, it's like inventory. Like it is never going to be figured out. We're going to evolve with human nature and what's important and how people respond. And in 10 years, we'll still probably be having these conversations because it's a lot easier said than done. But I think if people are trying, that's at least moving in the right direction.
I think it's a guarantee that we'll still have these problems. I mean,
Yep. Yeah. I started my career 20 years ago and started speaking, and I'm still talking about these things. So
yeah, they
it's
don't
still
go
out
away.
there. Nope.
They don't go away.
Nope.
Ecclesiastes says there's nothing new under the sun.
Yep.
We will
I believe
just
that
keep
so
repeating
much.
the same stuff.
Yep.
Hopefully we don't keep making the same mistakes over and over again. We're
Yep.
learning from them, but down the line, people will keep making the same mistakes.
See,
We
that's
will
why
we will
these
do it.
things are important, though. It's important to talk to people. It's important to share. It's important to broadcast what you've learned so that hopefully in 10 years, somebody stumbles across this episode and they're like, oh, wait, I was going to do something completely different.
Yeah.
They had a good point there. I'm going to be a little more curious and I'm going to look into it different.
Yeah.
And then we change the world, Tony.
That's all we can do, right? Well, listen, we want to change the world. All we got to do is actually love people better. And, normally when we're like, if we go rogue, it's because it's better for us. Like
Yeah.
most of the times when stuff comes up, it makes we think it's going to make our life easier. Rarely do
Yeah.
people go rogue for the benefit of other people. Right?
No. Right.
That's
Right.
not really what happens.
There are selfish intentions. It's to make my life easier, my process easier, my portion easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if there's a company, Westminster Tool in Connecticut, I love them. I talk about them all the time. One of the biggest things I learned from them is that everybody's job is customer service, but it depends on who your customer is. So the way that they look at it is your customer is the next person that needs the thing that you need to give to, right?
Yep.
So it's not the end user. It's not the house that you guys are, or the building that you guys are putting in the HVAC systems for.
Yeah.
Your customer is the person that's getting the design so that they can actually build it properly.
Right. Right.
And so that could be on your team, right? Who is
Right.
my customer? And am I doing everything I can to make their life easier and give them what they need, not what I need, but what they
Yep.
need, so that they can make the life easier for the next person down the line and down the line and down the line and down the line.
Yep.
And I love it so much. How do you put it
Wouldn't
into
it be a
practice
good
all the time?
world?
I don't No,
Wouldn't that be an amazing world if that's how everyone operated every day?
it would be.
This shopping cart's gone rogue in the parking lot. I'm going to put it away for the next person. Just those little things.
And you could even go one step further. The person that leaves the shopping cart because it's 10 feet away, like, stop thinking about yourself.
Yep.
Think about the person that's got to go collect that shopping cart. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It is such the epitome of what I love. It is not a separation of work and personal. If these values that make you good people and good humans are incorporated into how you work, you are going to have a great workforce and engaged employees. But EBITDAs and revenues and inventories and all these things cloud all of that. And we just so often forget, like, let's just be good people. Let's just lead with good intentions and good hearts and treat people like humans and put your shopping carts back.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody at work, and we were talking about the concept of unlimited vacation days. I know there's a lot of companies that have like unlimited vacation days. And I was talking about it because I think it might have been Gary Vaynerchuk that was talking about it. I don't remember who was initially talking about it. And he said, whoever it was, they said, what tends to happen with unlimited vacation days is that your employees take off less days because they don't feel like they have to use them or lose them. And what happens is the people that you understand who people are, right? Like the underachieving person shouldn't be taking off 30 days. They shouldn't. They're going to tell you who they are. And that's not to say that the high achieving person shouldn't take off any time. They should also take off time, but you kind of police yourself on what that looks like.
Right.
And the person I was telling this to, they were like, so you just want to do this so people take off less time? And I was like, no, you're not listening to me. Like, that's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying that I think it would be a great thing. And if you know that you're caught up on what you got to do and everything is good, then take the day off. I don't care. I just don't care. I don't want to fight over a day, right? Like, if you need an extra day off, take a day off. I don't care. Right.
Yeah. We see that happening. I mean, our engineers we do the same. We have an RTO policy, and mainly it came down to when Mike started the company, he had left a corporate environment that had gotten very, very, very corporate and kind of away from that small design firm feel. And he was like, I don't want to manage PTO. Like, that's not why I'm starting this business. And so he started with an RTO, and that's where we're at now. And we, still have to remind our employees, like, we want you to go and take time off, because it is uncomfortable on the employee side. You feel like, am I taking advantage? And it's so important that the leader is encouraging the use of that time. But really it's, we've got a team of adults. You know what projects are due. You know what's coming up. If you need a break and you're getting kind of burned out and you want to take a day off next week, go ahead. If you've got, you're not leaving on a project deadline day and you're behind on something, your work, what you can and can't do, and when you can take off, and if you want to plan a vacation, that's not my job to manage. You're an adult.
Right. What is RTO?
Responsible time off.
So is that kind of like unlimited time off? It's just, okay. I like that.
Yeah. It's just, we, kind of wrote that policy. Like, you're responsible for it. We'll manage it. It's written in there that if your work is suffering or you're, abusing it, you're taking 2 weeks off every month, then we're going to have conversations. But I also want the team to know that we trust them. There is a significant amount of trust, and you're humans. You're here, and we're so fortunate to have the skill sets that we do that, we want them to feel valued. And I don't want to be approving time off. Like, just,
it's a nightmare.
Yeah. That is not I have no interest in that anymore.
No.
I even, every corporate job I've had, I hated having to click approve on an employee's time off. Why am I approving you to go to a doctor appointment? Just go.
Right.
Like, this doesn't feel like something that I should be able to say no to.
Right. Well, and not only that, and I mean, there's always the difficulty in doing stuff like that where it's hourly versus salary employees.
Yep.
Because there's plenty of hourly employees where they're out of PTO time and they'll say like, listen, I got to go to the doctor or whatever. Okay. Well, you're not getting paid for that day. That's fine.
Yep.
Like, don't go.
Yeah.
And then salaried is different because, you're basically making the set amount of money for the whole year, whether you're, however many hours you work.
Yep.
My opinion is that if you're a salaried employee, you're probably working more than 40 hours a week. And that is the basis for what that pay is determined on. And so,
Yep.
and that's where I was saying before that there needs to be a give and take with
Yep.
those sorts of things. Like if somebody was out of PTO, I have never said, too bad, don't go to the doctor.
Yep.
That's stupid. Like
Right. Yeah.
go take care of it. I trust you that you don't want to be missing. You'd rather be doing this thing. You need to go on vacation with your family because you need to reconnect with them. Cool.
Yep.
Like, let's do that. That's great. You're going to come back recharged, ready to work. Did you take an extra 2 days off? I don't know. Like,
I don't care. But I think that's the conversation. Like it comes back to that. Like there's always this kind of internal battle between salary and hourly will say, well, they don't get paid if they don't work. But then, you've got salary people who will say, well, my phone doesn't turn off. Like you get to leave and you're done. You can mentally shut off.
Right.
I can never mentally shut off. So it's like, there's never, a winning side. I think people need to figure out what works for them and acknowledge kind of the work and the role that they're in and not compete or compare. The comparisons drive me nuts. Like jobs are so different.
Yes.
Jobs are so different.
Yes.
I can't program a CNC machine. I could never do that.
No.
You don't want me doing that.
Nope.
So I understand that is not anything that I should be doing. But I also know that there's things that I'm really good at that might be, harder for other people. But you can't compare. We live in this world where everybody is comparing themselves all the time and companies deal with that all the time. Well, if I do it for salary, I can't do it for hourly. When really, there are ways to explain why some people have job structure the way that they do. Others are structured differently. It's not complicated. It's just everybody has to tiptoe around this stuff when, like you said, it just comes back to if we just talk.
Yeah.
Most people are fine with these things. Everybody understands it's the secretive or the favoritism or feeling like someone's getting something that somebody else isn't because nothing is clear. That's when you've got issues, not when you're just creating policies that work for the jobs. That's the easy part.
I think you said it before with the black and white. I hate black and white policies because, I got in this conversation with my partner. We were talking about bereavement pay. And that's one of the things that I hate talking about because how do you put a line in the sand on who qualifies for bereavement pay and who doesn't?
Yeah.
You say immediate family. Okay.
I hate that.
What if I don't really like my brother? I mean, that's not the case. I love my brother.
Yeah.
But what if I haven't talked to my brother in years and I'm estranged from him? He bounced from the family, right?
Yeah.
But I have a third cousin who's like my brother.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me that I can't have 2 days to go be with the person that I care about more than anything else? That's stupid.
Yep. Yeah.
And
3 days. You get 3 days to grieve. If it takes you longer, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your grieving is done at day 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Or we will pay bereavement pay for only these 5 people in your life.
Yep.
Well, that's really, really dumb. I have some really good friends that I will be destroyed if they pass away.
Yep.
So to set that limit again, policies are like those things where, I don't feel comfortable enough to have an actual conversation with somebody to know what they need because everybody needs something different.
Right.
So we'll just create this policy. Like to this day, we still don't have an employee handbook because if it's in writing, you have to do it.
Yep.
And I don't want it to be in writing so that there can be flexibility without anybody complaining about it. And
Yeah.
Because otherwise you have to have a book you have to cover everything, and you have to have like little loopholes for everything. And you got to,
Once you start, it doesn't stop. I mean, I've had colleagues that wanted everything processed and a policy for everything. And it's like, that's not real. That's not life. Like, that's, every situation is different. You cannot create a playbook that determines every single situation that's going to happen. And you completely lose every bit of human connection and human values when you then just boil it down to a black and white. You get 3 days to grieve for these people, and that is it.
yeah. And
That
really,
feels terrible.
yeah. And really, most policies get formed because of one jackass.
Yep.
And instead of addressing the jackass, you create a policy that punishes everybody.
Yeah. I think it's because it's easier for people to write down a rule than to manage people, than to have conversations and to learn human nature, than to deal with emotions. All of that is so hard. So it's easier to just say, here's the rule.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have the conversation, but you're going to lose employees every other week. You're going to be stuck in a training cycle that you can never finish because people don't feel valued. You're creating so much more work than just being human.
I remember having the conversation about bereavement and saying, like, what are you worried about happening? Like,
or are people going to take advantage of that?
People are going to just start like funeral hopping so they don't have to come to work. Like, how horrible would it be if somebody that we care about had to quote unquote abuse the bereavement thing because multiple people in their life died? Like, that's so much worse.
Yeah.
And they're going to need it so much more. Like,
yes. Isn't that someone we should support more?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that person is really going to be going through it, right?
Yeah.
If you got to use bereavement more than twice a year, man, I'm sorry. What can I do for you?
Twice a year is brutal. That's a rough year.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
If that's what you got to deal with, I don't care if it's a friend. I don't care if it's an aunt. I don't care if it's a great grandma. You got to go to that many funerals that much in like a year, much less a couple months. Oh my gosh, please. What do you need? Like,
yes, but that's hard. That's harder for people to do.
Yeah.
And so it's easier to avoid the tough. Sucks. But we'll change the world one podcast at a time.
If we had a employee handbook, I think I would break it all the time. It would just be useless.
You'd have to do so many revisions. You would rewrite that thing every day.
There'd be new amendments. It'd be fine.
Yep.
It'd be fine. Yep. It's a living document. It's fine.
But you're focused on the living people in the building.
Yeah. I think the employee handbook should just be like, don't be a jackass.
Yeah. Do a good job.
Yeah.
Be a good human.
Bring your best.
Policy 1, be good. There we go. We just wrote your handbook.
Be good. Think of others.
There you go.
I think.
Done.
And we will do the same.
Yep.
There's our agreement. There's our agreement.
That's what every company needs to do. And they'll be in a good spot.
And if at any point you're not happy here and you want to leave, let me know. We'll shake hands on good terms.
Yep. Wish you the best.
And yeah. That's what it should look like. But that's not what happens.
It really is so simple.
Hey, we've talked about all the important stuff. You want to play 5 questions because it's dumb and easy?
Sure.
All right, let's do that. I have music. I think, let's see if I can find the music.
Let's do it.
Sometimes the music's really loud in my ears, but I think it's this one. Let's see. There it is. Now, can you hear me or just the music? Okay, you can hear me. All right. I will suffer with the music because it is loud. But it's fun. So
it's fun.
All right. Question number 1. This is 5 questions. If you could make one rule that everyone had to follow, what would that rule be?
I'm going back to the shopping cart. Put your shopping carts away.
That is
everyone put your shopping cart away.
Everybody will like you more. The people in the parking lot will like you more.
You're putting out good energy.
Yeah, the people looking for shopping carts will love you more.
Yeah.
People that got to put them away will love you more.
That poor worker that's out there in -30 hunting down all the shopping carts. Yeah.
The only person that will not love you more is the homeless person that is looking for a shopping cart
For their home.
because they can't just take them out of the carriers. But aside from that, I think it's a good rule. Put the shopping cart away. All right, question number 2. What is one thing that you are superstitious about? And not like black cats. Like for me, one of my big ones is every time when I go to the bathroom and I wash my hands, 3 paper towels. I always take 3 paper towels. I feel like it is the right number.
Everything in even numbers.
Everything. Okay.
So if I'm pouring cereal, I do it in 2 pours. If I'm listening to something on the radio, it's on an even number. Everything in even numbers, or else the world's gonna end.
But you have 1 child.
Yes. She's
We're
my
done with that.
exception. She's perfect. So she's the exception.
Good.
Yeah.
Maybe she has 2 personalities.
Yeah. She's very me. Depends on the day.
That's good. Question number 3. If you swapped genders for the day, how would you spend your time?
Oh my God, this is so stereotyped, but I would do like man stuff. I would like work on my car and get up on the roof. Like my husband fixes everything in the house and I'm not allowed to use power tools because I am just not safe for me. So I want to like feel what it feels like to get up on the roof and look at the chimney or to know how to change oil or all this stuff that I should know how to do that I don't. So I would fix stuff.
Well, I am a man and I don't do any of those things. So there's that. It goes back to what you were saying before, right? I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm not good at. And when we work in the service industry, I want to support other people in the service industry.
Yep. I wish I could be more hands-on, but it is not the cards I was dealt.
All right. It's fair. Question number 4. If animals could talk, what would be the rudest and why?
Okay, so I was watching a podcast last night and I learned that ostriches are like aggressively mean. Like they hate people, they will bite and hiss at you. So I just feel like I hear an ostrich talking a bunch of smack to people all day because they are just mean. So the ostrich is the rudest for sure.
I mean, it's depressing for an ostrich, right? It's a bird, can't fly.
Right?
It's
You're not
ugly.
very fast. You're just like, you're just there.
You're
It's a
bald,
rough life. Right?
angry.
The little sprouty hair.
Yeah. You got a big butt, skinny legs, no hair. Yeah.
It's a tough life. I get it. Now I feel bad for the ostrich.
That's why they just put their head in the hole and just try to disappear.
That feels like an analogy for life.
Yes. All right, here we go. Last one. How many kindergarten kids could you take in a fight before you are outnumbered?
Like maybe 2. I'm so embarrassingly weak, and my family loves to make fun of me for it. I can't do a push-up. It is bad. So I would be taken over instantly. 2 of those little scrappy kids.
You're not even going to try. You're just waving the white flag. I'm out. I'm not doing it. You win. Kids, You win. I'm out.
Yep. That's why I only have 1.
That's fair.
That was awesome.
All right. That's 5 questions. It's 5 questions with Jess. It's good, stupid fun.
It was so fun.
I enjoyed it.
That was awesome.
Anything else that you want to leave people with before I let you go? I've chatted your ear off for long enough, but it's been great catching up with you again.
It's been so cathartic for me. I think the biggest thing is if, there's one thing to take away, it's that life is way too short. And I almost said no to doing this because I have my own demons to deal with and how I sound. And I'm so glad I didn't. And I hope that everybody kind of lives with that message that life is short. Do the things that scare you and embrace your families and be curious and just live.
I think you sound great.
Thank you.
You sound great.
Thank you.
This
was so fun and therapeutic for me. There's
nothing that you should, I can't tell you how to feel. I've learned that too. but there's nothing that you should feel self-conscious for. I think you need to know that a lot of people love you and miss you and want to see you around, even if you sounded like, Freddy Krueger, which you don't. But
It is so good. I miss everyone, and it's good to feel back a little bit.
good. Well, we hope that we get to see you soon. Hey, one of the things that we do on the show, because I can, is that we pray at the end of it. So do you have any prayer requests before we go?
I think we've all in the industrial world and community have been following Brian and Jake and their story. And so I think that there is nobody more deserving right now than them.
Yeah. Yeah. And if for those that need an update on Jake, he is currently at St. Jude's, and things are rougher, so they need some prayers. They are looking to get into an experimental, what is that called? Help me.
A clinical trial.
Clinical trial. And so prayers for that. And he's got a new spot on his spine that needs some radiation. And man, what a situation for them. But
what a reminder that life is short. Man, life is short.
Yeah. But while life is short, God doesn't not use anything, right? So one of the things, I just talked to Brian the other day and just told him over and over again how encouraged I am by his boldness and his faith and his trust in God while his son is going through, like 4 years of cancer at 5 years old. Like that's crazy. What he's been going through, and where it would be really, really easy for him to turn his back on God and say, God, you're not here for me. You don't care about me. He's doubling down saying like, my God is bigger than this diagnosis and this situation. And God, I trust you with everything that it is. And people from across the country. Look at what
Jake. Yeah. I mean, I don't know Brian personally. I know, and now I feel so connected to their story and waiting for updates, and what Jake has kind of done for people who don't know him, I think is such a testament to how powerful kind of the faith and love and support can be.
Yeah. People from across the country are learning about Jesus and faith and prayer through this little boy and his journey and his parents' boldness. So if our purpose is to bring God glory, then Jake is doing that better at 5 years old in St. Jude's than a lot of people that I know who say that they're believers. So I'm just going to say that maybe we should do more. We should do more, not because we have to, but because we can. So, all right, let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for my friend Jess. Thank you for getting her through the trials that she had to go through, and for allowing her to recognize that it is a blessing, not a curse. That all the things that you do for us are for our good and for your glory. And so, God, we just ask that you would be with everybody that's watching and listening, and the things that they're going through, that they would know and believe that you are in control of it, and that they can let go of it and not have to be in control because you are. We pray for Brian and Jake and Marcia and the whole family, the Warren family, that they would continue to trust in you, and that you would work a miracle in Jake, and that he would continue to live and live for you, and that the lives that he comes into contact with would be touched and pointed in your direction. We just pray that you would be with all of us, that you would keep us safe, and that we could glorify you. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Jess, thanks for saying yes. And, saying yes. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It was the best. Same time next week.
I mean, sure. Why not?
You gave me some life back.
Next time we'll just have to do it in person. We'll have to find a place and do a live podcast now that you've gotten past this one. But please come around more. I mean, there's plenty of TMA events. TMA is always doing things. If you're not part of the TMA, you should be part of the TMA, because it's a community. It's a community of people that actually care about each other and want to see each other's businesses grow. Yes, it's manufacturing focused, but the conversations are not about manufacturing. They are people focused. They are challenges that we all need to get through and work together with. and there's 600 and something members of people that want to see each other's business grow and watch manufacturing grow in Illinois.
Yep.
So if you're wondering, should I join? Yes, you should join. And then you should get involved, because it's not enough to just join and get the logo so you can put it on your website. You actually got to show up and do the stuff. That's
community is what's going to change the world.
Yeah. Well said. All right. On that, Jess, thank you for being you, for coming on, for spending some time with me and sharing your story. I always appreciate you and can't wait to see you again.
Cannot wait. Thank you, Tony.
All right. See ya.
Bye, guys.
That is Jess Wright. What a breath of fresh air, right? The fact that she hasn't been out and talking to people in a long time is a bad thing. And it's bad for people, because she's good people. And so hopefully we will see her out and about more often. She's at 360 MEP. That's all the words spelled out. So if you're looking for them, it's 360mep.com. If you're looking for the HVAC and the plumbing and all the designs of that to be done, good people. You got to trust good people. You got to work with good people. I'm hoping to see everybody at PT Expo coming up. That is just a couple weeks away. Make sure that you get your booths ready. Make sure you do all your stuff, all your prepping and your primping and all the good stuff. We are going to do some sort of charitable event for that. I'm not sure what that is yet. And if Vanessa was listening, she might hit me, because we haven't talked about it yet. But we are going to do something. In the past, we've done backpack drives. We've done Feed My Starving Children. We want to give back in some capacity. So that is what I'm going to figure out for the rest of today, is what we're going to be doing in that event. So stay tuned for that for more information. And the best way to do that is to follow us on everything: LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You won't be disappointed by it. We post a lot of fun stuff. It's ridiculous. It's a good time. But I think I've yammered on enough for now. If you want to be part of the show, I want to have you as part of the show. Just send me an email at tony@alliancelasersales.com, and I would be happy to talk with you and tell your story, because everybody has a story. Everybody has a story, and everybody can learn from each other. It's just a matter of being bold, taking a risk, telling your story, getting out there, getting involved, getting your name heard, not just for you, but so that you can grow your business and grow the industry for all of us. So that's all I got to say about that. On behalf of myself and Jess and Alliance and the Manufacturing Alliance podcast, thank you for watching and listening. Take care, and God bless.